Because none of us are in this VC until like 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
Because we're all like doing shit.
I don't have anything to really do. I'm just like
This was scheduled as early as possible for all of us.
Yeah.
Pokeforge PM.
I mean,
Oh.
now I can do earlier, you know?
I think you made a misspelling, Dust.
Where? I did.
In pocket. You said poke it. I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon.
A Pokeforge.
Also, guys, look at the Lizzie art! Look at the Lizzie art!
Oh wow, look at
So
that
good.
title. Forging a New Path. Wow.
Wow.
The entire session is literally just me and my forge describing what the fuck I'm making.
And then it ends.
It's just me staring into the
It's
camera.
literally just me role-playing with Dust the entire session.
I roll a D100 and that's how many minutes the session is. and then once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just put a timer on that too.
An hour? I mean, an hour
Alright,
is not bad.
me and Dust are about to roleplay with each other for the next hour.
Well, since we are all here, would one
That's
of
how many
you...
times you get stabbed.
Oh, sorry. I need to beam away Hemlock one moment.
Kill that guy.
There we
Oh my
go.
god, I'm not alone anymore.
I know you're up there. Look at that.
Oh, but Non is. Non's alone.
It's all right. Doing all right down there, Non?
Wait,
Hi, Lizzie! Hi, Lizzie!
I
Hi!
don't have...
Hi Lizzie, hi Lizzie, hi.
Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
Would...
I don't have the map open.
There's no
I
map.
just came in on the...
Because there isn't one.
Yeah, there is no map
Oh,
at the moment.
I was like, I heard Nanis up there. I was like, where am I?
No, on the
On the stream.
yeah, on the stream. Christ, I'm so tired. But anyways, would one of you, preferably not Bard, want to give me a recap of last session?
Yeah, I will.
Bard
I
could do that.
probably could. I actually probably could.
You're not
I'm
here
not-
yet. Shh.
I watched that full stream.
You're not here
So
yet.
silly.
Get out of here.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess I gotta leave Dust. They're kicking me out.
No.
So, so last week,
Mhm.
last week we started on top of a tower, and we started on top of the tower with I believe non-spotting a dragon flying towards it in the distance, with a family who was there to help in fighting said dragon. Enley being chased like a bat out of hell by the dragon, showed up because he had been off scouting for a bit. We started to man the tower with the what are they called? The
Ballista.
big, yeah, the ballistas. So we got all those set up. We fought the dragon. It was a pretty sweet combat, if I do say so myself. Emily cast slow on the dragon, which fucked Dust shit up right away. And as a little bit of retribution, during a breath weapon with fire, Enley was the only one not in a protective bubble and got severely scorched, including severe damage to their wings. In the end, we were able to bring down the dragon, which had a moment being like, "Don't you know who I am?" And we were like, "Nope," and we killed it anyway. And then after we killed it, we kind of found out that the reason why the townsfolk hadn't been brave enough to do it on their own, even though maybe they could have pulled it off, was because that dragon and its older brother were basically in charge of ruling that region, and to kill one would incite the wrath of the other. So now we kind of have a looming threat of possibly another dragon coming after us, bigger and stronger and older. And we decided to head on down towards the coast for our next mission.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm going through and trying to make this thingy. One moment. I'm experimenting. Okay. I've done something.
What
But yes,
did you do?
absolutely take an inspiration for that.
Yippee!
Okay, it didn't work. So I'm gonna have to manually apply it if they take half damage or vulnerable for whatever reason. But there's your Strike of the Giants.
Okay.
So yes, we will take up a little bit after where we had originally left off. You all are staying in the tower at the moment. It was turned into this sort of refurbished into the old community center that it was made into. You three or you four are kind of hanging out, just going about the days, experimenting. Nadar, you go around town over the next 2 days, and everyone is very thankful for the dragon that you killed. And so they will all lend you just some base materials that you would be able to use in your forge.
Excellent.
So you just have sort of like a stash. I will come up with an actual system for how they work, but for what you've told me you want to make, you have enough.
Okay.
And it's reasonable to assume that you would get as much as you need.
Nobody successfully got dragon scales, did we? 'Cause I rolled really badly and nobody else was looking for them.
I don't think so. No, I don't
They say
think anybody got.
Steffi got meat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part of the cloak, yeah, no.
Yeah, I got dragon skin from the wings.
Yes, absolutely, and you got like a really high roll. I remember, so it's very high quality.
Yeah. I will make the things that people have asked so far. So using the wyvern scales that we got before, I'll make a set of scale mail.
Well, we will get to that in a moment.
Be good stuff.
We will get to that once we have our newest member, so that I can put you all on a map, because I did in fact make a Pocket Forge map.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But you all will go about your day. Is there anything particular that you three want to do in Lillin while you're still here that I haven't already mentioned? I understand if not. There's not a lot to do here, but I wanted to offer you the opportunity before you just dip.
I think Enlil spends a lot of time just like walking around town with like Isla, trying to think about their wings.
Mm-hmm.
Like chatting a little bit with the people in town, just like learning what they can, especially about the other dragon that might be coming after everyone.
Very true. There's definitely some murmurs about it. There are a few people who are kind of upset by this because they're like, man, I was ready to just give up and let this take me, but you had to go in and save the day. But anytime a person is like that, somebody nearby like smacks them basically. And
Yeah,
like,
if Enlil hears that, they're just gonna go, listen, if you want it to all be over, I'm sure there's a lovely cliff nearby. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
Enlil's just walking around, like, not bothering with their, like, illusory form. Just unhappy. Deeply unhappy.
Nadar is not there to scold Enlil for once.
Non, are you doing anything in the intent?
Non's intent with the whole thing is just to make sure folks are doing alright and then interacting with the townsfolk. Just being there basically. It's like a relaxing thing, just interacting with families and stuff.
Yeah. And everything is relatively relaxed here. Every now and again, when you go up and you help a family, maybe their house is a little busted, and so you kind of help them pick it back together or fix up a bit of their furniture, you will get some food to take with you. There's a lot of bread. You have a lot of bread now.
Well, I know when
Dragon sandwich.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually.
Absolutely. Well, in that case, the beginning of the third day will come where you will have to leave, setting outwards and southwards from Lillintent. You'll give your goodbyes, you will get ready, you have all of your materials in hand, Nadar, and everything will begin to move forward. I will put us on this map as you are following the literal map. Don't be unnerved by the giant dragon. He's supposed to be there.
The giant dragon is us.
Well, he needs to be a smaller giant dragon.
I
Nah,
was gonna say us to scale.
true to scale.
You all will begin to make your way southward. It is roughly a 2 to 3 day journey by foot all the way over here to the coast. So you begin to leave in the middle of the day. By the end of the day, you get to roughly, I want to say here, the base of this mountain opening up into a large open plains. There's some forests, and you can see the beach in the very far distance. But night is falling. It is a bit dangerous. Isla is here, and Troll Carl is here. Those are your two little guys. I need to remember, because some of the NPCs got mixed up. As we get here, and Troll Carl will say, "It has been a while since you all have slept out in the wilderness. I hope you don't mind."
I have no issues with it.
Enley ignores Troll Carl and just looks for like an overhang or something, you know, like something on the side of the mountain that'll cover them from above.
Do we still have food?
Yeah, you have plenty.
So much food.
Plenty. You have so much food.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, do we still have
Wyvern
do we
jerky?
still have,
Yes.
Like, jerky? Yes.
You have a little bit. Yeah. It's almost
Yeah, we have a
all.
little bit left. Yeah.
Because if we're gonna eat, I was thinking of cooking up something. So that's why I was kind of like, ooh.
Oh, you said you wanted to. Sorry, you said you wanted to cook something.
Yeah, like
Gotcha.
with the jerky, if it's possible.
Got you. Go ahead and see the things we have to roll here. Just roll me a d20, and add 3 to it.
Roll me a cooking check.
Roll me a cooking check. We're gonna add 3. 17.
17.
Because I imagine you're proficient in this. You've done this your whole life. In fact, you've been doing it here actively throughout the campaign. I have no reason to not give you that. You will scrap together some of the food that you have. What do you make?
Exactly what I was thinking earlier. She uses her her tools from her tribe to slice up the bread that she received from the townsfolk. Whip up some jerky, a little bit of the meat, cook it all, like toast it, and then just pass it around, kind of like just the meat on the bread, you know.
Absolutely.
Meat on open face sandwich.
Dragon sandwich.
It tastes wonderful. You guys have a very fancy little meal out in the snow. Troll Carl will do his usual routine, snapping his fingers, a white illusory blanket falling over you all between some trees. You set up a fire. Isla is curled up next to it. Sleeping like a cat.
Oh.
And, you know, after a while, unless you wish to speak to one another, You just go to bed. Are any of you taking watches tonight?
I could take first watch. None would be cleaning up anyway, so she'd
Gotcha.
be watching and cleaning up and letting everyone get rest first.
Gotcha.
I feel like I say this every time we rest, but obviously I'm setting alarms.
Yes, absolutely. I thank you for reminding me. You guys haven't had to do it in so long that I forgot.
Alarms everywhere, because we don't have the acts of alarming.
Absolutely. Non, make me a perception check with advantage because of your silly little glasses.
Yeah. Okay, perception.
Mhm.
Five.
That's a
Oh,
14.
oh.
You are picking up, sort of scraping off some of the leftover food. Isla will eat it.
Mhm.
Trokarl is nowhere in sight, as per usual. And you don't see anybody approaching necessarily. It looks maybe, you don't know how to describe it, maybe a little bit foggy in the distance, but maybe that's just because you're getting close to the shore, overcast, something like that. Doesn't really cause any concern.
All right.
And eventually, your thing will come. Your watch will come to an end.
Yeah.
And please.
Everything else will be clean, and then she'll wake up the next person who wants to watch.
Nadar's turn.
All right. Nadar, make me a perception check.
How perceptive am I today? About average, apparently.
About average. You kind of notice the same things. You're more focused on what is directly next to you. You watch your alarms. You keep your mind open. Nothing triggers them. You are safe.
He's hanging away in the forge.
Exactly.
Just relying on the alarms because they'll go off if anything unauthorized comes within the area.
That is true. But you do not notice anything of particular note. So eventually, you will go back to bed. And I believe all that leaves here is Enley.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wake up Hemlock.
Okay.
Oh,
Very well.
Emily is out of it.
Emily don't see shit.
Are you, did you want to use your thingy or not yet?
No, not on this.
You kind of wake up and they're like, go to watch, and you just had your wings burned off. You're kind of like, man, fucking, I don't care, and you just sit there, whittle away. Maybe you talk to Isla throughout the night, and you do not notice anything in particular. Eventually, you will go to bed, and Hemlock will be the one to watch next. And at the end of your rest, it is still very dark outside. It's probably about 4 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. More like 4. The sun has yet to rise. The sky is still filled with stars. And all of you will be woken up with kind of a start, as Hemlock will probably grab you all individually and shake you awake and just be like, all right, I don't know what that is, but it's big. Something's coming. I can feel it. You can feel it, right? And sure enough,
Nadar just looks at Hemlock. What?
And sure enough, as he says that, you notice the leaves are rustling a bit in a rhythmic tone, with a faint pounding noise in the distance being heard every couple seconds.
That does sound big.
I just figured I needed to wake y'all up. I mean, I would have been fine. I want to clarify, but
I'm sure you would have been fine, Hemlock. Don't worry.
right. And when you guys sort of pick yourself up, Nan, you noticed it earlier, that fog in the distance. It's a lot closer, and it does not look like fog anymore. You look up at the sky, and it is filled with these gray clouds. There is not snow, but rain that begins to fall for a moment. Not melting some of the snow in that really nasty way, where it just kind of turns into a slurry.
Flush.
Nearby. And you also just see these crackling bits of lightning coming from inside of it. And let's go ahead. I'll put you guys on this map. Snowy River Camp. You guys can put yourself where
we
you
find
would
the
like.
great places.
This place is either filled with abandoned camps, or Trollcarl is very good at making new ones. And then I'm just gonna put Hemi in here.
I think I'd be locked.
Oh, let me. Nope.
Hemi fucking sleep.
Unlock. There you go. Hemi is not sleeping. I actually need to change it to rain.
Yeah, you know the motto. Big money, no whammies. You don't sleep in the big money, no whammies.
Right, Midar's probably about there, coming out of his tent.
Absolutely. These flashes of lightning will take place. I'll put Hemi like right here. Actually, I'm standing in the middle. Each of you will kind of get up with a start. You've done this song and dance before. You know what's to come. Or maybe you do. Actually, if you would like, I will open up to you all for a moment before whatever this is in the distance gets closer. If you have anything you'd like to do, I open up.
So Nadar typically puts little lights along the campsite,
Absolutely. You're
like
right.
little rocks. He's going to extinguish all of those.
Got you. Saves me the time of
So
placing them back down.
no more light in the camp. It is dark.
Absolutely.
It means the only one that can't see is him.
I love that.
Emily puts on their cloak and assumes their illusory form.
And Nadar just takes a step back into the tent, so he's a little more hidden too.
Absolutely.
So we just hiding. We're just hiding.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Whatever
hide
it
to
is.
ambush whatever comes
We
up.
hiding.
Whatever it
I'm
is,
hiding.
it sounds fucking massive.
We hiding. We hiding.
Emily's not hiding, but just stands looking.
Absolutely. In that case, I want all of you to roll stealth except for Enli, who I want to roll either perception or investigation. You're making an effort to do this, so I'll leave it up to you.
Definitely
That's-
perception.
The 10+ saved me.
Do I get to roll at disadvantage again, even though I'm not moving?
That's always so... It's always one of those things, huh?
Yeah.
No, I feel like you would, because even if you're not moving, you would have to stay perfectly still. And if something is coming up, you might shake or...
I mean, it's also
Take a peek out.
storming with thunder going on.
That's true, that's true. But...
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think metal and thunder sound pretty different.
It's fine. I got
Okay,
a 5.
that's a 5. And I'll roll for Hammy. And
He left his forge door open, so it's really bright in his tent. He's just illuminated, and he's like, "Why is it so bright over here?" Ah, fuck!
Wow, it's not going great. The stealths are... Oh boy. Isla rolled the best. So...
Isla's a sneaky dragon.
You all attempt to hide within the tents. Enli, you look out over this, what's it called? You look out into this storm that's approaching, and you feel the ground shudder beneath your feet as something approaches, and you focus in on it for a second, and there is another vibration in the ground. Something else is coming beyond just this massive thing. And you watch as the fog begins to envelop most of the space around the camp. Not inside of it, but around it. When suddenly... I'm going to switch the music. This would make sense. I like this one. There we go. Suddenly, Enli, something will leap out at you from beyond the fog. Something will bound towards you. A freakish-looking creature of probably your worst possible nightmare. Made up of several different creatures, their heads combined into one. Roll a history check really quick for me, because it's very likely you would have heard of these. They're not... They're pretty legendary creatures. Not legendary. Infamous. 20. This is a chimera. That wasn't already obvious. You know what these are. Do you want me to explain it to you? Just in case?
I know what they are.
Wonderful. This thing will come bounding out of the darkness, not the darkness, like these sort of clouds and fog, and they begin to jump at you, and then they go past you and make it to about here. Actually, no. Yeah, they're dashing. They go to about here. We're technically in combat at the moment. That is this thing's turn.
So I just see a blur fly past me.
Yes. And there's a brief moment of confusion as the chimera stops and turns around and looks this way and does clock you, Enli, and its lion head begins to growl slightly, and then the goat head will bleat loudly as it looks in here, and then the dragon head will look this way, and it seems relatively stanced up all of a sudden. And I think it's just going to pass randomly to one of you three. I believe that would be Emily.
Alright, Enli, is over this. Points his finger at the chimera and can slow.
Oh, wonderful. Go ahead and drag the save on him.
I'm also gonna use my bonus action for the
Unsettling words.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a failure. You don't even need to use it.
I actually don't need it.
Wonderful. The chimera will suddenly... Oh, you put it on. Wonderful. Will immediately slow its pace. Its faces and heads looking around frantically. It doesn't... It seems to be really upset that you all are here, and I'm going to be so blunt with your passive insight, you can tell it does want to kill you. But what's your passive insight, actually? Where's it at?
Enli's passive insight is 20.
Oh.
Jesus fuck.
It seems more concerned about something else than you three. But yeah, you successfully slow it. Who'd you like to pass to?
I think Enli's gonna pass to... I think I'm gonna pass to Nadar, but I'm also gonna call out and just say, I think something scarier than us is chasing this thing.
Something scarier than this thing is fucking chasing it. Well, fuck. We better kill it quickly, then.
Very well. I believe Nadar, that is you.
Yeah, Nadar is just gonna do what he does best.
Punch.
And obviously the alarm goes off. I don't know if I made that obvious, but...
Ping, 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 ping. At least I'll know when the other thing gets close, because it'll ping again. Alright, and yeah, I'm just gonna swing at it twice with my gauntlets.
Absolutely.
Try to beat the fuck out of it. That's
a
not
hit.
great. Oh, that hits!
It, what's it called? It has a -2 to its AC.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it-
it does! Fuck
is it a
yeah.
thing?
Alright. Well, here's the first one.
Absolutely.
And then the second. Let's go!
Oh my god, yeah, roll that damage. Oh my
Max
god!
damage too!
Nice.
Maximum damage. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
gosh.
And then, I still have my bonus action.
That is true.
Best possible crit.
Then I'll
Yeah,
bonus action claw attack. That also will hit.
absolutely.
There we go.
That is
Just
wonderful.
goes up to it and just starts wailing on it.
It begins to frantically look around as the fiery head begins to look at you, and you watch as fire begins to escape from its maw. But it's not its turn yet.
Let's go, motherfucker. I will pass to Non.
Absolutely. Non, you see the thing?
Oh.
It also has
Okay.
disadvantage attacking anything that isn't me now.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack it.
Go for it.
You
You level 3 ranger. Got it.
Gonna add.
Hit.
It has it seen me?
Yes, it
Mhm.
has. It has seen you.
Okay, then.
If you hit, you still get your sneak attack, though.
True. Oh, I was almost there.
Oh,
I saw
that's so
that.
close.
That was almost a crit.
Go ahead and drag.
So,
I believe you also have Colossus Slayer in this case because it's taken damage.
I
Oh.
think so, yeah.
So go ahead and drag Colossus Slayer and sneak attack on top of you, and then roll that damage.
Okay. And... Okay.
Non-go burr.
Non-Dugo Burr. You will fire an arrow out at this thing, and with a swift jab, it will lodge itself in the necks of one of the creatures. One of the heads, I mean, and they will wail. It'll be the goat head, since that's the one that saw you in there. It will wail slightly, and go a little feral. It's looking rather upset. It's at the end of your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Isla's gonna look at this thing, and knowing what Enli said, and just knowing what Enli said, Isla's actually going to go here and just fly upwards. Just straight up fly, like 50 feet in the air. And Hemlock is going to stand right here and roll a perception check, because goddamn, do they have a good perception.
Enli pretends not to be jealous.
27.
Jesus Christ.
Hemlock will kind of just like narrow his gaze into the clouds. You're noticing, by the way, the clouds are no longer a fog. They appear to they look like a gray, almost smoke, but you don't smell smoke. You more likely smell sulfur. Let's see. I believe I'm correct.
yes.
Yes, sulfur. And Hemlock is going to look out this way for a moment where Isla's looking, and they're not going to see much. And then there's just going to be this silhouette in the darkness. This massive, hulking figure. And like, you can see it too after it's pointed out, as Hemlock says, Is that a fucking giant? And a frost giant appears at the edge of the fog, and in his hand, he appears to be holding something. You watch as he pulls his arm back, as if ready to throw a fastball, and he throws something directly at you, Enlil, seemingly. It almost looks like a rock for a moment, tumbling towards you before you see wings extend from its back and launch forwards at this chimera.
Yeah.
And I will introduce Willow.
I'd like to point out his wings are 27 feet wide, tip to tip.
That's fucking insane.
Wingtip to wingtip.
So, what is that? Not really including the small space at the back. 26. 13 feet each.
Something like that. I don't remember.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
some.
Look at math like that.
These
Yes.
massive wings will outstretch. That's insane. These massive wings will outstretch about 20 feet above you as this frost giant throws this creature. You don't know what they are. from their grasps. And in their hand is a glaive as they are barreling towards this chimera. Willow, what do you do? It is your turn.
Willow will fly straight at the chimera. Because 30 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be like, excuse me. As you know, Nadir just smells sulfur and brimstone. That's all that's around. Is just the smell of sulfur and brimstone. And then Willow will attack with their glaive.
Absolutely. You have 2 attacks.
This guy stinks. Literally.
That's definitely a hit.
1 second.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the strike of giants.
Absolutely. Just drag the d6 onto yourself.
Like that.
Yep.
And then you want me to roll the damage?
Yep.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh wow. Damn.
Well, you have 2 attacks.
Yep. Well.
Oh! That is
No.
horrific. You are thrown outwards. You fly towards the chimera. You're able to land a hit, but you feel that your giant's aim is a little off. And it throws you off as well as it manages to scoot by your second attack.
Willow gets pissed and rages.
Absolutely. I don't know. Is there anything to apply? Oh, there is.
I would like my for rage on the Path of Giant. Like,
Mhm.
my reach increases by 5,
Insane.
and I am now, because I am medium, I believe. I am now large.
Big.
I now grow in size. Willow is already 6'10".
Very big. Very big. You will watch...
They are now
Oh, please.
huge.
Yeah.
They are now not huge, but bigger, a lot bigger than they were.
You all will watch as this tiefling is thrown out from the mist, wings outstretched, larger than you can possibly imagine. The aim is off, they miss an attack, and Nadar, you see their nose scrunch into a snarl.
Can I describe what happens?
Absolutely.
As they snarl, they're kind of almost clawed hands, I don't know how to, kind of grow a little bit, but not enough to actually claw someone. Everything on them grows to a larger size, and as they snarl and lean their head back, raging, little sparks of lightning arc off of their horns. It doesn't do anything. It's just, a visual effect, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Little sparks of violet lightning spark off as Willow goes into a rage in front of
Ayo, Violet mention?
Ayo, Violet.
Yeah.
And then
Violet.
at the end of your turn, the Chimera is going to steal. They're going to turn their body. You will watch as 2 of the heads attempt to attack, and the dragon head overrides because it can only do 1 because of the slow, and is going to. I don't actually know if this will get Enly or not. We're gonna find out right now together. No, it will not. Thank God. It will clip you too for dexterity saving throws. Oh, dead.
Go.
Oh, are we alive?
Hello?
Are we alive?
Oh, it was
Is
Discord.
Discord,
Okay,
is
it was
Discord good now?
Discord.
Okay, Discord's good.
Okay, it wasn't me. It was Discord. I will.
I thought it was me.
The last part that I caught was 2 of the heads try to attack. That was all I got.
Got you. That's
Um,
alright. I will simply
I-
re-describe.
do want to point out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed a Constitution saving throw DC 15, or it has disadvantage on attack rolls at the start of the
It
next
already
turn.
has disadvantage on anything that isn't me as well.
True.
But that would. But wouldn't
Well.
that? Oh no. I guess.
Well,
If they fail to save, then they have disadvantage on me too.
it's true.
I'm
Well,
just pointing it out.
this is not an attack roll that's happening. I got cut off at the worst possible moment, unfortunately. The goat and the lion head each reach out to attempt to get one of you, and then the dragon head will butt in between them, magma pouring from their mouth, and fire will shoot out to both of you in a 15-foot cone.
I cast Absorb Elements.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, it's a natural 20 from Nadar. And a failure from Willow. Do you have resistance to fire damage?
I'm pretty sure I still have resistance to fire. Let me go check my sheet.
You should from being a tiefling.
Yeah.
I also have resistance from fire damage now.
Okay, you're a tiefling. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
wait. Do you? Is that from your resistance is from the what's it called? The spell you just cast.
From
I
Absorb
imagine?
Elements, yes, as my reaction.
Got you. Let me go ahead and put
Oh,
this on you.
Wait a second. Did I see that? I can see that happening, right?
That's 100% true. You get advantage because you're a barbarian. Oh, I'll use
Oh.
yours. I'll use yours.
Oh no. Okay.
Unfortunate.
I should have rolled. Oh well.
Even with advantage, you are unfortunately not able to succeed. However, you will take half damage, which should automatically. Yeah, you're fine. And Nadar, you will take a quarter damage. So I'm gonna roll
Let's
this over
go.
here.
Let's see, how do I do?
34.
That half damage would fuck me up.
Yeah. 34 divided by 2, 17 divided by 2, 8, essentially. You take 8 fire damage. So in other words, you take 3 damage because of your thing.
Yeah. And then the gauntlets on his arms start to pulse with the magma that they absorbed.
I love absorb elements. And then because it hit... Oh, wait, it does need to make a saving throw for the slow. I forgot to do that all of last combat.
I had no issue with it. You can keep forgetting if you want to.
Okay, it fails. Which one of you two would like to steal?
I think we both want to punch this thing in the face now.
Yeah.
Roll
I mean,
for
Willow,
it.
Willow's been after it, so.
Are both of your plans to attack?
Yes.
Do you want to both just make your attack rolls for me?
Sure.
Sure. All right. So, yeah, I get an extra D6 from Absorb Elements.
Mm-hmm. Is this thing resistant or immune to fire? Let me check.
Wait a second. Hold on. I gotta check.
It is not.
No.
I'm gonna bonus action arcane weapon as well for
Alright.
more thunder damage.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna reckless attack.
Absolutely. Give yourself advantage. That's a 2. That's terribly unfortunate.
That's.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your other attack, Willow.
Activate my.
Is that
Okay,
also
weapon.
with advantage, or is it just the first one?
No, it's all of them.
Okay, I didn't. Thank you.
Double mine.
Well, it's still a hit. Go
Why
ahead
is
and
that being
roll
weird?
both of your attacks. I don't know. Did you do the damage to him for the arcane?
No, I haven't yet. I tried to activate both my arcane weapon and my absorb elements one, and it was being weird.
Roll the damage on the side chat. I'll add it manually.
Okay, so we'll get Thunder Gauntlet damage, an additional 2d6. So 12 total.
6. Wonderful. It's not looking great. You both will just begin to wail on this thing, your glaive cutting and slicing through it, and your Thunder Gauntlets pounding against its skin. It looks not great at all. It looks like it wants to run. But who would I guess you could either agree on one, or I could pick who to pass to.
Nadir can choose.
Non.
Non. No, let me go.
All right, no, kill this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I picked Non because I knew they could fucking kill it. They have fucking sneak attack on it right now.
Don't. I'm gonna kill it. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Or at least try. Big money, no
certainly a hit.
whammy.
Add your Colossal Slayer and your sneak attack.
Why is this?
And just imagine when they get Zephyr Strike or Hunter's Mark on, it's just gonna obliterate. By 1, you did it almost exactly their health. You two will exchange blows with this thing as the fire envelops you and barely hurts you at all, actually. And then Non, out of the darkness of the tent, will fire an arrow and pierce it through the neck of the lion. And this thing will topple over. And then for a moment, almost all of your attention goes to the giant as it begins to walk towards Unidar with a very quickened pace. Thumping on the ground, you recognize what it is now. It will look down at Unidar.
Nadar just looks straight up, his arms still like held up to his chest like a boxer.
And it will it will reach down as if it's reaching to you, and then it will reach over you and grab the chimera, and then we'll lift it up.
He'll
And
do a little
we'll-
sidestep to get out of the way.
Yeah, and we'll inspect it for a moment before wrapping its giant fist around the dragon head and, in the most undescriptive way possible, rips it off.
Are we still in combat?
No. I'll change it. We can go back to the nice music. And then he will throw the rest of the body just out here onto the street.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, it's...
Willow will look up at the giant. A debt paid then.
And they will say something in giant to you.
I understand giant.
You do? That's so fun.
I don't. That's so unfortunate.
Do you have a name for this silly little guy, Bard? I feel like I remember you saying you did, but I want to make sure.
If it's his brother still, it's Lee.
Lee? All right,
Lee. Yeah, that's all I can.
Absolutely. Let me give this fool a name.
Mhm.
And also let me make him not red and evil. There we go. You will begin to shrink down slightly, Willow, as the effects of your rage wear off. Still quite tall, taller than I think everybody here. This one's less than half of your size.
He's in his illusory form, so I mean, he's still pretty short though. He's still 5 feet.
Fair enough. This over here, for context, Bard, while the token betrays it, this is a cloak with a blue light in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what's on reactive images.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
And he will look down to you and he will chuckle a deep, awful laugh. And he will say, in Giant, so only Non and Willow will understand this. Ever so closer, I think, but it's a good start. And then he'll look down to the rest of you.
Non greets him in Giant.
He'll look kind of surprised. And he'll say, "Oh, I did not think the little hunter would know the native speak."
Oh,
Willow at this point is
my
blown up
family's-
onto the giant's shoulder. By the way, sorry. I didn't
My
mean to-
tribe's been around yours, as well, or at least other giant tribes. So we know a good amount of the language.
He'll nod. And he looks kind of impressed. And he'll look over to you, Willow, and he will say something in Giant trying to whisper, but he's a giant, so you can very clearly hear this non. What do you make of them?
Willow shrugs and then kind of looks down. Whoever can actually still see his face, because he's now on a giant. One of his right eye is a rich emerald color, while his other one is very dull. Like it's almost but it doesn't seem to affect his ability to fight. Willow will respond in giant and be like, "They can put up a fight. I can tell you that much. And especially that one over there." And he'll point his glaive at Nadir. Not like in a battle way, and like a just pointing.
Nadar definitely can't see you. He does not have dark vision. If you're on top of the giant, he does not see you.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine not having dark vision.
That's so silly.
I'm the only one.
It makes for really funny moments.
I'm the only one that needs a torch now. Everyone else can see in the dark.
He'll kind of scratch his chin for a moment. And then he will crouch down slightly so that he is more on your level, Non. He's not even close to your level. Even crouching down, he's still probably double your height.
Non's not really affected. She's been around giants.
Absolutely. And he'll say to you, "You know, we have been having some problems on the coast. You seem capable enough." Sorry, my fucking cat. I don't know if you could hear him yelling in the distance. You seem capable enough. Would you be willing to assist in our ongoing eternal battle against the draconic forces of this land?
Oh yeah, of course. I think we were on the path of that. I hope we weren't near any of anywhere near any of your or on our land or so, or in any territorial camp. We were just resting here for the night before.
He will. Oh, please, Willow.
When Lee starts speaking of the draconic problem, there's a bitter look on Willow's face. That's about it. And also a very deep, saddened look when they speak of that.
Really far away.
Willow will also ask in giant. Do you think they can help with that problem?
Indeed, we found something, and you needn't worry, little one. You are nowhere near our tribes. We are actually very far away from any of our kind.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Indeed.
Uh,
Well, hold on. I've been trying my best. And he will look to the rest of you who can't understand him. And in his best common, he will just say, "Hello." You fight. Gives 2 thumbs up.
Willow will translate into normal, basically into normal common.
Absolutely then. In that
My-
case. Yeah, please.
My brother here commends you on your fighting. We asked for your assistance in something. We'd be happy to help.
We have our own goals. Not sure if they might coincide or not.
We could still help.
I mean, I don't know. We were heading to the coast.
We are as well.
It seems our paths align at this point, at least. Willow will very bluntly, look like he falls off Lee, but he lands perfectly fine. Can I give a description of Willow now?
Absolutely.
Standing at 6'10", with a dark, rich blue skin, reminiscent of like the deeper parts of the ocean, or like a dark blue over the night sky. He has a lot of you could see them. He has a pair of massive bat wings that are very large. They are 13 feet. Or each are 13 feet. They are they're almost the same color as his skin. They're kind of a lighter, rich blue. His hair is very long, probably as long as the giant's beard, if we're gonna be honest. It ends about midway down his back. It curls at the ends. It is a very light blue, with lines of pure white running through it, almost like lightning is through his hair. His most notable feature, his horns that deem him a tiefling, basically, are mostly white with what almost look like cracks, but if someone were to get closer, they're not. It's a scar that looks like his horns were hit by lightning, and they glow with that violet hue that I was talking about with the sparks of light when he rages. His glaive that he was holding is a shiny blue metal, with the handle made out of a very dense bone. It is a dragon bone that his handle is made out of. And mostly where he holds it is wrapped in a purple scarf. And like I said, one of his eyes is emerald, the other is very dull, but he seems to just stare normally. He holds a trident and then a golden scythe on his back. He wears a pretty long, coat, because he was like, well, we're going somewhere cold. It is white with fur, with black fur at the top. It has very simple, giant runes on it and sayings. It has a belt on it to keep it from flying away. And he just wears a simple tunic and pants under it. And he kind of, he jumps down and it's like, I am Willow. And just seriously.
Lee will wave very awkwardly.
Well then, hello to you both. My name is Nadar. The others?
Uh, she will be like, I guess for Lee, she'll introduce herself in Giant. She'll be like, yes, hello, my name is Nanarjuk from the Weaver's Clan. You can call me Nando.
He'll look a little bit like surprised at that, and he will say, "The Weaver's Clan. I have not heard of your kind in ages. Tell me, are you still thriving?"
We are. I am traveling on my own currently, but I will return to my tribe when I get to my goal.
Wonderful news. You all were quite kind to us despite our, how do I put this? Aggressiveness?
Oh no, yes. And it's always nice to see you guys when we're traveling out in Brazil when we were here.
Yes. Well, it is wonderful to see you out and about. And then he'll look to Enley.
Oh, sorry. My sound is dying.
You're okay.
Oh, what did you say?
He will, you guys were giving introductions, and he'll just look to Enley.
Emily just has her arms crossed, just like looks away.
Nadar
Emily's
glares at him.
not interested in participating today. Emily has seen two people fly when he should be the one flying. He's like, God damn.
Nadar just goes up to Enley and whispers in Draconic, "You better fucking introduce yourself, or I'll fucking hit you."
Willow understands, by the way.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
No,
Okay.
he's whispering
I-
specifically in Draconic. If you don't at least say your name, I know it's a big deal, like saying names, but come on.
Emily releases a string of curses that would make a sailor blush in Sylvan.
Nadar understands none of it. He's still just glaring.
Nan kind of just goes like, I apologize. It's been quite a stressful last few days, considering we've been dealing with a few things beforehand.
Spitfire, that one. That's fine.
They're a bit upset that their wings got burned off.
Nah.
That's not your story to tell.
And like you were going to tell it.
Well,
Precisely.
that is a fair reason to be upset. And then you'll look behind you, Enley, and Isla will be here. And Lee's brow will furrow slightly. And then he will look to Yunnan and say, "Why is that here?"
Oh, she is with us. We've got her as an egg, and we've been taking care of her. She's rather well polite, very kind, a little shy. She will not do any harm to anyone. I can promise that. Only to protect the group here.
Roll me a persuasion. And I'll give you advantage, because you actually have a slight rapport with him.
Let's see, persuasion. Not my best thing.
It's not great.
It's not great. She. Oh, that
Not a-
did not roll.
Not a
That did not
charismatic.
roll. She is not charismatic.
The one with charisma is
Oh.
refusing to participate.
The thing is, she's very honest, but she's not good at persuading people.
He will roll back upright, staring at you for a moment, and then looking back to Isla, who has like a dumb smile on her face, wagging her tail back and forth. And he will say, "That dragon is dangerous. Quite dangerous. And
Yet she's been entrusted to our care.
I don't think
I think he's speaking in giant.
we're still
He is,
speaking
but
in giant.
You can still speak. It's okay. Because I think Willow...
Oh.
Was Willow actively translating, like you said?
Probably not that part.
Okay, fair
He's
enough.
probably actually
Well-
actually making sure his brother doesn't do anything stupid.
Well,
Mhm.
I think Enley, at the very least, it's perfectly normal for you to say that. You have an natural insight of 20, and you can see that he's looking at Isla like he looked at that chimera. So...
Yeah, Emily has their arms crossed and just in one little like tucked away hand is just preparing heat metal on that helmet.
I
Lee is going to look to Willow.
Willow will calmly. Willow's demeanor, by the way, I forgot to say this, is a coldness, but also a very calmness, like a calm before the storm. That is how he presents himself, and that is how his face looks most of the time. He will look at how do you pronounce it?
Isla?
Isla.
Isla?
Yeah,
Isla.
Isla.
Mhm.
Okay. Willow will look at Isla. Look at the rest of the party. And then look at Lee. And just be like, he has not harmed anyone I've seen. It would seem. I think that one is okay.
I'm not even gonna have you roll in this case. Because you are literally his brother.
Mhm.
And he's going to glare, and you will hear the leather around his fists tighten and strain under his grip. And he's going to look down at you, nod, and he's going to say, "I recommend you keep a close eye on that one." And then...
Willow
I
will
can
interject.
promise you anything. I have responsibility for her, and I will make sure nothing bad happens with this group. I can assure you, everything will go great. I may not be good with my words. I apologize. It's been a while since I spoke in giant, but
It's been a minute
I-
since we've seen someone else that's not a giant speak giant.
yeah, it's been a while since I've come to Okrasel, but I can assure you that I'm sincere, I'm genuine, and I know that it will be okay.
Plus, Lee, we are not here for that one. We're only here for one certain one.
This is true. Very well. Well, and he will reach over and sort of...
Oh god.
Oh,
Just could have a spoken.
we live? We here?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear again. I was like, ooh,
He will he will reach over to you, Willow, and he will just sort of gently sort of lower you down to the ground. And he will say, "I will make my way to the shore then. I need to consider some things. Meet me there.
That's fine.
I will assess the problem ahead of time."
Well, hopefully we get information out of it.
Yes.
Where that one is. When Willow says that one, there is a venomous tone to his voice, by the way. Lee knows. Lee knows what he's talking
I
about.
love Dadar, sorry. Absolutely. Lee just gives a deep frown, and he shows an uncharacteristic sadness, which is very quickly replaced by anger, before he turns around and just begins to shuffle off. And you can hear that stomping noise grow more distant as he walks back into the fog.
Was the fog him or me?
It was both of you.
No. Um, Willow will kind of like Willow's wings will kind of like spread out a little bit, and his part of the fog will at least go away.
It'll become clearer, more distant. And Isla, Willow, you will hear in your head a voice go, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. Your name's Willow, right?"
Yes, it is.
And then you will see Isla run up to you and immediately bound and like lift her stand on her back legs so that her front legs are like on your like knees. And she weighs a lot, but you are strong. It just kind of like, oh, kind of takes away surprise for a moment. And Isla goes, "I am Isla. It's nice to meet you."
Pleasure to meet you as well.
And she will hop down. And then she'll look at Nadar, who's kind of oblivious to this whole conversation.
I don't speak giant.
And then we'll look back to Willow.
Willow will kind of, well, I guess Willow could kind of probably say that Emley's not very particularly fond of them. Willow. Ooh, can Nadar see Willow or not yet?
Yes.
Since you're no longer up on the like fucking giant shoulder, yes, I can see you.
Okay, I was just making sure before I just started talking.
Who's yapping?
Willow will kind of reiterate everything. I know my brother can be a little cautious around certain around people, but he means well.
No.
Somewhat. Sometimes.
I understand. I mean, you know, I've also been here. It's not often safe to always see people all the time. It's always a hard chance whether or not to trust them outright.
Yeah. Yes, we have a. Does Willow know the situation at all? What's happening on the beach?
There is a famine going on right now. They are a fishing village, and there are no more fish.
The village on the coastline has run out of fish, to say the least. We were hoping to find some help in making sure that they don't starve to death.
What I remember when Troll Carl told us of this village, there were rumors of some type of dragons being from the water. That might be the cause of the shortage.
Possibly. I did miss one thing. Part of the left side, where the messed up eye is, all the way from the bottom of his neck, where like his shirt collar is, up to right where his cheekbone starts, is scaly skin, instead of the, I don't know what's just normal skin.
Leathery.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know tiefling skin.
It's all leather.
Instead of the normal leathery skin.
I think would we be able to pick that up and figure out what that means pretty easily, seeing how we've been to shrines?
Absolutely. I think Willow.
I'm assuming it looks like dragon scale.
Is that correct? I want to make sure I get that right before I just say yes.
I think that's that's what we went with.
Yes. Yeah, you can pretty quickly. Was Willow trying to hide them at all?
No,
Okay, yeah.
Willow doesn't.
You can very quickly tell, and actually, whoever wants to make a perception check.
Be perceptive.
Be
No.
perceptive.
Be
Perceptive.
be perceptive.
Nadar
also
is
thought
so
that.
oblivious about fucking everything. I don't think I've ever succeeded on a perception check ever.
I'll have Hemi.
Hemlock's got it.
Hemlock's going to peek out from the tent, and then he'll look over here. He'll narrow his eyes, and he'll go, "Your eyes are weird."
I think you were pointing it out, I guess.
And when you look back at Hemlock, his eyes are also very weird, and not in the way that your eyes are weird. I'll have to have Lizzie fully describe what he looks like. This looks like a rat of a man.
Oh my god.
This is.
So I hear Hemlock say, "Your eyes are weird." Are they weird like Non's eyes?
Yes.
Like slitted?
Yeah. Just
Nadar
slightly.
understands completely now.
One, his left eye is.
Yes.
Nadar understands now.
And then there's a brief beat, and something that most of you are familiar with happens, but something you are not familiar with happens, Willow.
Oh,
As there is a faint inversed popping noise as a man appears right behind you.
Ah,
Oh.
Hello, Drew Carl.
Who the hell is this?
Their
think-
name is Willow.
I
They
think
just
Willow-
helped us kill a chimera.
I think Willow's glaive is already pointed at him.
He just kind of raises a finger and puts it on the edge of the glaive and pushes it down very slowly.
Willow, I would not recommend that.
He's with us.
He'll kill you before you can stab him anyway.
Let's not
I mean, you
make,
can certainly try. As Willow puts the glaive away.
let's not make that statement. But yes, we're wrapping up the watch, and Chimera came into the camp, and Willow and his brother came in to help, or at least
Well,
help.
that is. I would like to apologize for that. That was partly our fault. We were hunting
Yes.
it. And. I don't actually remember why.
Which is code for we didn't come up with anything.
Yeah, I don't think Lee told Willow why.
Mhm.
Willow's like, I don't know. He told me to go chase it. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Brother knows best.
Trocarl will look at Willow, and then he's going to look to the rest of you as if they don't exist, and say, "How do you keep finding more of these people?"
They find us. I don't understand it.
If I had my way, we wouldn't.
I personally, would agree to have them join us, since they are also going to the coast as we are as well.
That is a good point. They're also heading to the village like we were.
Mm-hmm.
Useful, at the very least. Why are you here? What did they call you, Willow? Is that what they said?
Yes.
Why are you here?
To put it bluntly, to kill a dragon.
Which dragon?
As Willow starts to talk, I think it becomes more apparent that there is a golden scythe on their back with a rose, with a few roses and a name carved on the blade itself. Does Willow know the name of the dragon dust, actually, before I say something?
We didn't really discuss it yet.
Okay.
Tara Vec.
It could
Tara
it could
Vec.
be Taravek. It would definitely It would definitely tie up some things.
The blind dragon strikes again.
But I fear repetition. I
With that
think
other dragon that's coming for our asses.
that is true. You do have 2 dragons coming for your asses, so maybe we should hone it in a little bit. Would you like it to be Taravek, which is the gray dragon?
Do you want me to roll the d20?
Do you want it to be a gray dragon or a red dragon?
Yeah.
Do we do a luck check?
Yeah, go for it. Evens for red. Okay.
Starvek.
Staravek.
How do you Taravek?
Starvek.
Yes.
The secret keeper.
Willow kind of Willow's hand kind of like grabs the scythe, not to like unsheath it, but just to hold it. I'm here to cure Taravek. By any means fucking necessary.
I have a feeling you'll very much enjoy our friend when he returns. He's here on the exact same mission.
Well, he took someone from me.
And he took everything from our friend.
Very
Okay.
well. You will be more than useful then. I am Trollcarl. I am these... I don't know, what would you call me? Our overseer?
Contact.
Unhelpful manager.
Shut up,
Guide.
Bentley.
I'd get rid of the unhelpful part, but sure.
Guide, maybe?
No.
Handler.
No. Fair.
Handler's a good one.
I like that one. Very well. Well, we do have other matters to attend to. Nadar, how is the
Yes.
forge treating you?
It's lovely. I greatly appreciate it.
Would you mind if I come and look at it?
Of course, let's go.
Very well.
And he had left it open in his tent.
Absolutely. Anyone who would like to follow, there is a small. I don't even know how the door, how like it really opens, like getting in there, right? So I think I want to describe it because there's a staircase. You set this little trinket on the ground, and it begins to turn this sort of dark, shadowy black color that spreads across the ground in a 7 by 7 foot square. And after a moment, the shadows begin to leak away as light begins to emanate from a staircase leading downward. And then for anybody who would like to join me, let's go to the Pocket Forge.
I think Willow kind of flies up into one of the bigger trees.
Absolutely.
You hate me and don't want to see my little trinket.
He doesn't know if he's allowed. That's the thing. He doesn't know if he's allowed in. That's why he's kind of y'all do y'all's thing.
I think in that case, when we're getting closer to it, because I don't want to just exclude people.
No, that's fine.
Emily slithers in.
Yeah. He will.
Emily wants to be wherever Willow's not.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Willow's all the way over here, like in a tree,
This looks fucking sick.
just like
Yeah.
sitting on a branch.
Willow being in a tree is actively pissing Emily off.
Oh,
So-
well,
He's like, you're doing what you should be able to do. Damn you.
So purely just so that you aren't staring at a black screen bar, I'm gonna put Willow in here just so you could see, but you're not here. You're in the corner. Did Non want to
Well,
follow?
it's a
I think Non
full-on
is AFK.
Oh, I'm gonna say they're gonna follow.
They're here now.
It's a full-on forge. Let's go.
Yeah.
Pocket Forge, baby.
You will all oh no.
But Willow.
You
Free
will
me.
all step into this open forge, and here's how this mechanic's gonna work. You've had the pocket forge for 4 days now. Once a day for 1 hour, at the end of your long rest, or just at the end. I'm not going to add an extra hour to it. You are going to be able to progress any given thing that you're working on. You can work on multiple at a time, in case you feel like, oh, well, I want to, blah, blah, blah. What is the first thing you wanted to make?
Scale mail for Enley.
Scale mail for Enley. Very well. So... You're gonna do a... This is gonna be essentially like the way death saves work. Over the course of 3 days, you are going to roll 3d20, and you are gonna add something to it. This is literally your profession.
I hope so.
And, what's it called? You will, at the end of those 3 days, depending on how many successes you had compared to failures, will determine how usable it is. If you manage to get 3 successes, which they will get more difficult with every one, then you will have something quite exquisite on your hands.
Okay.
Now, that being said, it's been 4 days, so you're going to make 3 checks right now for that scale mail.
Oh god.
Adding...
I'm trying to think what skill I want to use, because rogues, for example, use sleight of hand.
Would be sleight of hand, yeah.
But the only one that really rings true to me is athletics. Or reasonably arcana, given that you are making magical shit. You're an artificer.
Yeah.
Both
of those are decently high for me, so...
So, I think... So, what's it called? Because this is something that you are proficient in, I think it would be insane to say that you aren't proficient in forging tools. Also, because you have tools of the trade. So,
I'm proficient with all tools, basically.
Yeah. So, I want you to... Can I actually add one? I can!
Are you gonna make a forging stat? Let's go.
I am.
Now you can make it whatever you want.
It'll be straight. And there you
go. Here we go. +7 to forging.
There you go. You're gonna make 3 checks with increasing difficulty, 10, 15, 20 is what you have to beat.
Okay. All right, first one. Pretty easy to make.
That is a success.
15. Sick.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll the next one. That's also a success.
22. And finally, I think I grabbed the right one. History and forging are right next to each other, and they're both +7. So we'll see.
That is exactly what you needed. Oh yeah, you rolled Arcana. That's fine. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
It's also +7.
Yeah, it's also +7. In that case, you got 3 successes because this is a very simple thing to make. You've seen people make them before. You have the materials.
I'm wearing a set.
I will say, I'm gonna let you kill 2 birds with 1 stone here.
Good birds. Get out of here.
Enley, are you proficient with medium armor?
You know, that's a great question.
They should be.
No.
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 Because
Enley,
what I was going to ask
a while
for
ago,
was studded leather.
Oh, studded leather?
That's, yeah.
Whatever.
I'll
keep the fucking scale mail for myself then. I don't give a shit. I don't know who else could use scale mail.
Well,
I don't know if Non can.
In this case, with 3 successes, you are able to make a flawless piece of scale mail. And because you are a silly little artificer who has some touches of magic, I'm going to make it a scale mail +1.
Let's go.
Scale mail armor. I'm just going to drop that right in your inventory. That's in Enley's inventory. Don't worry about it. Right.
So I would have made this yesterday.
Yes, this would be finished. We're in the pocket forge. Hold on, I'll bring it. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Pocket forge.
They're already here. Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so that means I would have technically +2 armor because it's infused as well.
I don't know if you can infuse already magic item. I think there's like a specific thing for that. Let me see. Ability to imbue mundane items with certain magical effects. What you have done is you have essentially, you no longer have the +1 to your armor
infusion. Okay.
because you don't need it. So you just have an open slot now.
Excellent. Cool. I'll do something
Infuse
with that.
Enley's new cloak.
That's true. Well, the cloak's not there yet.
Your cloak would be your cloak's not ready, and if I'm successful,
When the time comes,
it would be magical if I'm successful.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be able to infuse it anyway.
Which, assuming that you all have worked out, Enley, would you have given Nadar the materials for the cloak?
Yeah, I think Enley would have given them to Nadar, and just said, if you ruin this, you're killing the next dragon to get a new one.
and
Nadar holding the materials for the cloak in his hand. Like right now he's holding it because that's his next project.
Indeed.
Good thing there's a chimera outside.
In fact, it is after your next long rest. Would you like to make the first check on this?
Right, here we go. Forging +7, baby.
Just need to get a 10 for this one.
That's 26.
Certainly enough. And
since Willow's outside,
Yeah.
can Willow actually be like as best they can taking apart the chimera? Like anything useful?
I will have you roll a check here in a little bit to gather some materials from it.
Emanating from the tent, you just hear cling, cling, cling.
There is a lot more magic going into this cloak. This first step is the easy part. You are putting in little... you are actually forming the fabric into the shape of the cloak. Because right now it's just kind of a mound of dragon
leather.
wing. So you are forming and stitching and bolting whatever you need to into place to make this lovely little dragon cloak. And you have the first steps complete.
He sees Enley behind him. He walks over and like sizes it.
Exactly.
Makes it a little bit longer.
Puts a pin in his mouth.
He places it against him. Hold this.
just like pins all tucked in his own going. Oh yeah, it's gonna fit great.
This is gonna be great. Yeah.
A full like 180 from like armorer to like seamstress.
Do you
not feel bonita?
I can make any tools I need,
I love that.
and I'd be proficient with them. So
Crazy.
Enley's just cross-armed. I feel bonita.
do you feel bonita?
And yeah. That is how the forging will work from now on. The DCs might change depending on what you want to make. For example, much later in the campaign, if you wanted to make like a +2 thing, instead of being 10, 15, 20, it would probably be 15, 20, 25. Or maybe even 30 if it's crazy enough. Which right now is just impossible.
Here's an important question for me then.
Mm-hmm.
Next level, I get double proficiency. Does that mean my forging is going to double as well? So it'd be +6 instead then, plus my strength.
What is your double proficiency? What is that for?
It's 3 right now, but on the next level, I gain double proficiency while using tools. So I'm assuming that's going to make it.
Oh.
It would be +10 then.
Yeah, that is true. That is what that would be.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tool expertise. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's really nice.
It'll be basically impossible for me to fail the first step then.
Yeah, pretty much. It actually will be on most, small pieces of armor. Like if there ever comes a point where you have to like outfit an army, you can just do it. Like you wouldn't really need to roll
because it was like if I have the materials, I'm just like ting 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 ting.
Well, yeah. You will begin to make this thing, and you'll have your scale mail done, and Trollcarl will kind of clap his hands together and say, "Wonderful job, Nadar. You've proven me correct in trusting to give this to you."
Feels good to be back in a forge.
So this one's your own. Um,
It's been quite some time.
well, I'm happy you feel homely. This would
There's
also...
a cot in the corner. He's been sleeping in here.
This would also be quite a nice place to sleep if it gets a tad too warm. Though do be careful, if someone destroys the exit, you will be trapped here.
I'll keep that in mind. People are much more likely to head down the stairs than randomly attack them, I'm sure.
That is true, but if there are certain magicians that know what they see, they might just... He'll snap his fingers.
Indeed.
Well, feel free to stay as long as you'd like.
Normally we won't be all down here.
That is true. Well, feel free to stay here. I'm quite impressed with what you've done so far. I'm going to prepare for our trip. And he'll begin to make his way out. And while that's going on, Willow, make me a survival check.
Oh, I love survival checks. Let's go. Well,
It's a 12. What are you trying to harvest?
Whatever Willow would. Oh God. I think whatever Willow would seem probably like not a necessity, but useful. I guess. I don't really have a specific thing in mind.
Well, you definitely get a little bit more food. The dragon side of it was destroyed by Lee. So you only get the lion, the lion and the goat. You consider harvesting their fangs and their horns for weaponry, but everyone's kind of already currently outfitted quite well. So you don't really see too much of a need for it. So you make sure to harvest some good food. You guys are well stocked. You guys have so much fucking food. Thankfully it's pretty well refrigerated out here in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Willow kind of mutters, well, hope this helps those people. Because he's not going to keep the food for himself.
Yeah. And then you all will go about your morning routines, eating breakfast, staying in the forge.
Willow kind of stays in the tree that he was in. He feels a little of an outsider, kind of, just approaching.
Absolutely. And I think as you kind of go about the rest of your morning, you will eventually start to leave off towards the town. I think as long as you are okay with it, we will end this very short session today.
No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely our one of our shortest sessions.
Hour and a half. Oh, Abby got here. Abby got here right as it right as it ended. Hey, Abby. Well, I appreciate you all for playing. Thank you, Bard, for joining us. You will be here forever.
Yeah.
I'll kill you if you aren't. That's a joke.
I mean, I am a mod and NQP, so I'm not.
That is true.
Anywhere.
Now we just need Baja to get back, and we'll be back at full strength again.
By the way, Nadar, or Hunter, let me know if there's anything you want to infuse, and I can have you infuse it.
When will he be back home from the war?
Oh God, what do I want? Probably a bag of holding.
Oh, can you just make those?
I can.
Yeah, you can just make a bag of holding.
I think I can make it at my current level.
We'll see.
Let me check and make sure first. Before I'm just like, I want a bag of holding. Let me make sure I can actually make that at my current level.
I wanted to very quickly describe the trident
that people see on his back.
Yes, I can make a bag of holding.
Because I thought it.
Hi.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
No, you're good.
I'm just excusing myself. I'm
You're
gonna
good.
Absolutely. Go see
hop
peace.
off.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Wait, I'm gonna
Bye.
eat. I'm gonna eat, but goodbye.
Bye.
Um, the trident on Willow's back, whenever he wields it, right? The points, 'cause, there's 3 points to a trident, are made of dragon fangs. Because I thought it was a cool little
that.
detail. Because he was raised by giants, and they, killed a bunch of dragons.
That is true. I like that a lot.
The base and handle are mostly just made of like iron or like a rusted metal of some kind. The part, because like some tridents have like the handle and then there's a piece between the points and the handle. He has put different colored dragon scales from different dragons on there. Totally not a trophy thing. That's crazy. It's totally not a counter. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy dust.
But
Why do I imagine someone's gonna look at the somewhat pristine scales and be like, "Can we have those?" And I'm like, "No."
I want them. But yeah.
You want me to
Something. I apologize for the session being so short. I'm quite drained, and it seemed a couple of us were too. But I'm very happy we could get your introduction out of the way and definitely introduce the Forge. I'm very excited about the Forge and you, Bard.
Forge?
Oh, yeah.
With a silly little fight that I knew that you guys would win instantly.
I love the fact that Willow got
I did
thrown
almost-
like a fucking rocket.
Yep.
Go ahead, Hunter. Sorry.
Oh, is Hunter dead?
Oh,
I'm
what were
dying.
you saying? Oh, Hunter, you there? You good?
Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah, I love my forge.
Mm-mm.
I also love the Forge. All right, we're gonna raid my level.
the next time I DM a game, and I'm gonna use the Pocket Forge and give it to whoever's playing an artificer in my games.
It's quite fun, I imagine.
Wow, imagine.
Much simpler than the actual crafting system too.
Oh, you're not gonna do John's? That's crazy.
What's it called? These are the people that I'm collabing with in about a month or so.
Oh, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I was just.
It's all good.
as well.
I was gonna do John's. I saw that they just went live, and I was like, oh, I should probably do them. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Ah.
There they go.